Hello everyone. You can see some nice familiar names there. Hi Grace. Hi Vicky. So thank you all for joining us today. Welcome to this, what's going to be a nice, relaxing community writing workshop. So I'm Stacey, I'm from Quiet Connections, and Emily at the bottom here will be leading the writing workshop. Some of you may recognise her name from our podcast last week that was launched. She was our first guest on, and I know we've had some lovely feedback from that, which is why we're doing this writing workshop today as well, to give everyone that opportunity to just have a go. And we're also joined by one of our Quiet community members, Lizzie, who's having a nice comfort zone stretch today. So I'll do a little bit of housekeeping first before I pass on over to Emily. And I just want to point out that there is a chat section where you're welcome to say hello. Lisa's already said hi. Hello, Lisa. And at any point throughout this relaxing workshop today, you are welcome to share any thoughts or any words that you might have written, any insights that might come up. Feel free to ask any questions, and you can do that in the chat to the side. Permission to share and permission to not share. This is your space, so please use it in a way that feels comfortable for you. Whilst you may not be able to see everyone else that is here today, there are a small number of us. This is quite a nice intimate group. So we are all in this space together. We're all here just having a go. Feel free to set yourselves any intentions of what you would like to get out of today's session. So is that some space for some self-care? Is it some self-expression? Is it to explore some of those quieter strengths perhaps that are within you? Feel free to set that before we get started. And yeah, this is going to be a nice practical session with lots of space for you to actually complete the writing exercises. So again, feel free to perhaps listen to some music whilst you're doing those. And yeah, I'm not sure if I've forgotten anything. And if not, I think I'll pass you on over to Emily for us all to get started. Hi Edward, hi Caroline, hi Katie, hi Grace. Okay.
Stacey, it was a lovely introduction. I think you've covered everything. I can't think of anything else. Yeah, but just to say a little hello, and you know, some of you have listened to the podcast I did with Stacey, so you know a little bit about me and the work I do. So for anybody that doesn't, my work's focused around writing for wellbeing and using a kind of self-reflective process and a little bit of a creative process, kind of just to give you some time. It's like taking time out to respond to some of these prompts and just to have some work on yourself. So as kind of what Stacey's already said, there's no pressure to engage like face to face or in the chat, but it's always lovely if you would like to. I'm doing really most of my sessions all face to face, so this is really new for me to be doing it online, so to bear with me as well. To get started, so I just tend to start all my sessions with a little bit of free writing, just a kind of free flow exercise that if we were all in real life, I'd get you to do it on a scrap bit of paper separate from your notebook, and then at the end we literally screw it up and like put it aside because no one's going to read it. You're not going to even really look back at it yourself. It's just to get the pen moving and get you in the practice of writing, because some of us write all the time. Some people might not write by hand hardly ever. So we're just going to take 10 minutes now just to write a kind of stream of consciousness, what's around you. If you need a little bit of a prompt to start off, you could start by describing maybe your surroundings. So I might start to say that I'm in my studio space and I can see out the window, and you know, it's kind of just that can be a starting point if you're stuck with a blank page. And then it's very similar to the theory of morning pages, that you can't you can't free write for very long at all without actually tapping into something that's really significant for you. So if you've got any questions about that, feel free to put them in the chat. But if that will make sense, I'm going to start now and just have 10 minutes just free flow writing. Okay. I'm going to do it with you, and so I'll have my head down.
So just in case any questions pop up.
finish the sentence that you're writing and just kind of draw that to a close. It's really strange not being able to see you, so I hope that was a good amount of time. What I kind of think is quite nice to do now is not to ask anybody what they've written, but just to ask everyone to have a reflection for themselves about how it felt to do that. Yeah, how did it feel to do that free writing exercise? And if you'd like to share anything about how that felt, and feel free to put that in the chat. Well, yeah, whether it's something you're used to doing, or whether it felt, yeah, just anything that you know, anything a little bit of opportunity for anyone to put that in the chat if they'd like to.
I know, I found for me, my mind goes all over the place. As I was doing that, I was like, started writing about one thing, and then I'm on a completely different subject on my last sentence there. It's a nice way to, I think, explore actually how our thoughts are working, and how one thing can lead to another, how perhaps seemingly different things are perhaps actually more connected than what we might think. I've got some comments.
Yeah, some of those loops that go through. Lovely. Vicky said it felt very liberating. Perfect. Yeah, I think that's a really good way to describe how I feel as well. Relaxing at times. Yeah, it can sometimes be relaxing, but sometimes it can be a bit confronting as well, or a bit. You can go on a little mini roller coaster with yourself, can't you? Even just in the time as short as 10 minutes. The words, "the pen is mightier than the sword," came to mind. Yeah, I really like that phrase. Angela surprised herself by staying focused on what you started to write about. Oh, very nice. That's the opposite of what Stacey and I did. Started on one thing and yeah.
I think that sums me up quite well, though. I'm all over the place.
Yeah, me too. There are times when I did some free writing yesterday.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Oh, we've got somebody else. Hello. Is that you, Stacey?
I think that was Lizzie.
Was that Lizzie?
Might be me. I just said that was it for me too. I started writing and it was very descriptive kind of my surroundings, and then all of a sudden it feels quite profound and I'm making connections to my physical space with other stuff. And yeah, it was quite freeing. I suppose that's in the title though, isn't it? Free writing. But yeah, it was nice. There's a calmness that came with it until I realised that I'm on camera.
Yeah, me too. I was sort of writing and then I was sort of realising, oh, it's a bit strange because I know the camera's still watching me, but that's something we're all adapting to. But yeah, so this free writing, you can literally do anytime, anywhere for yourself. Just adapting. 10 minutes is lovely. It could be longer, it could be shorter. I really love it. It's just a download of thoughts, and if I'm ever stuck with where to start, just starting about what's directly around me is quite a nice just way to get the pen moving. Yes, that's our first thing. Thank you for sharing. We've got a couple more comments about freeing your initial thoughts and using the senses, but then tapping it back into thoughts and feelings. That's really lovely. That's another exercise I do quite often, is going through the kind of sensory. If you need a bit of structure, which sometimes we do, and sometimes we can just start, but sometimes it's nice to work through the senses. Having a little rant about something and it felt freeing. Yes, I do that all the time. All the time, and it's like it's a way of feeling heard, I think. Yeah, so I'm glad that was useful for everybody. And thank you for your comments in the chat as well, and Lizzie and Stacey, to hear how that felt for you. We're going to kind of do a little bit of a slightly broader exercise now, but I'd like you to write quiet in the middle of your page, and we're going to kind of do a brainstorm bubble diagram around of just kind of words or little phrases that you associate with the word quiet. Kind of what springs to mind, kind of word association game with yourself. So we'll just have about between 5 and 10 minutes just to do that. Yeah, I have to sort of guess when you're finished. So yeah, I'll check back in like 5 minutes and see how everyone's doing. And there's going to invite you then to share any of these in the chat if you'd like to. timing. You just let me know in the chat, if that's enough time or whether you'd like a couple more minutes. Lovely. I think it sounds like everyone's done. Fab. You can all see the chat, can't you? Yes, I think so. I think everyone can see. Wonderful. Fab. So yeah, just if anyone would like to share some of their words that came up, and then we'll have a look at yeah, kind of have a little reflection on those. But anything you'd like to drop in there, I'll put some of mine as well, and we'll have a look at what everyone's got, if that makes sense.
Are you writing yours in, Emily?
I thought I'd write a couple just to add. We've got them all together. I'll add some of mine in.
If it's okay, Emily, I'm not going to type my ones in. I'll just share them because I'm not very good at typing.
Absolutely.
My fingers are a bit.
That's absolutely fine. Thank you for smiling at us, Lisa. Nice. Lisa, would you like to share yours now, if you'd like to chat about them?
Yeah. There was a couple of sayings. I've got silence is golden, quiet as a mouse. Then I've wrote down private, peaceful, shh, keeping it quiet, secret, private, confidential, listening ears, thinking, thoughtfulness, contemplation, quiet time, reserved, gentle, shy, mild, soft, delicate, small, as if in like a small wedding or a quiet wedding is kind of what came into my head. I think that's everything on my list.
Lovely, thank you. Stacey, put some of yours in the chat.
And how important quiet is for me for like turning inwards and connecting with myself and having that sense of like self-care. I don't think I'd really connected the two together before, but yeah, that seemed to be the theme of what came up during that. That was nice. Thank you.
Put some of mine in the chat, but actually it's really nice to hear yours read out, so maybe it's helpful if I read some of mine as well, because they were quite similar. I think there's quite a lot of overlap. That I had words like peace and tranquil, caring, listening. I put down small, but I also put down spacious, so there was some kind of difference in that sometimes it's about being small, but actually sometimes I've also put space and things like holding space, and listening, and depth I've put as well, and there's something about being like quite real and genuine for me, in quietness. I would then start thinking I'd be interested to, if I wrote loud, what the words that would come up for me with that. So that can be one for another time. Just going to read through some of yours again that are coming in. calm forest. That's lovely. Soft peace. Slowing down my thoughts and heart rate. Yeah, it can be such a physical thing, and I'm not very good at that personally. Everything's in my head, and I'm doing some real work at the moment on sort of feeling quietness and gentleness in my body as well. Inner stillness. Some of my meditative innerness. Yeah, completely see. I see what you mean, Stacey. Walking in nature, painting, peace, self-reflection, watching the world. Calm, peaceful, safe place. Avoid quietness when I'm alone. With noise in the background like music, but also crave quiet when with others. Yeah, definitely. It's so much about balance and different things that we will need at different times. Receiving, that's really lovely. Nervous, yeah, silence, nature time, and balance came up for you as well, Stacey. Lovely. Well, I wonder, sort of for my notes for this, I thought it would be really interesting for us to see about how many of these words that we associate with quiet are positive or negative. And I know we can't, not everything can be categorized black and white. But I thought it'd be interesting as a group for us to kind of reflect on how we value it. And from my perspective, it looks like it's kind of a really big majority of positive words and really valuing quiet. So that sort of reflects the amount of good work and like recognition we've already done. I know it's so similar what Stacey and Hayley are doing at Quiet Connections, and that's really lovely that that's come out now. So wonderful to hear those. Sorry, Vicky, I missed your comment. Easier to connect. Yeah. Quiet on the outsides allow inner thoughts to bubble up, so noisier on the inside. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Lovely. Well, thank you for sharing those. So what I thought we would do next is we're going to do a little bit of a kind of longer form exercise again. I'm going to read you a little quote. So it's attributed to Buddha. I'm not exactly sure fully where it came from. It doesn't have the best sort of referencing, but I just really liked it. And it says, if you are quiet enough, you will hear the flow of the universe. You will feel its rhythm. Go with the flow, happiness lies ahead. So I really like that. If you're quiet enough, you'll hear the flow of the universe. You will feel its rhythm. Go with this flow, happiness lies ahead. So that's just something to have and reflect on. And then the exercise that we're going to do is to spend a little bit longer, so I've given us about 20 minutes, to write a story about a time where quietness prevailed. That's kind of how I've phrased it. So this can be quite open to however you'd like to do it. It could be a true autobiographical story about something particularly in your life or a friend or a situation that you know of that you'd like to document into a little story. It could be completely fictional. You can make it up. It could take more of the tone of like a fable or a children's story or a fairy tale. You can use human characters, or you can use plants or animals, or however you'd like, just to have a kind of relaxed, just creating a little narrative and a story where the quiet ones win, that kind of thing, where quietness is really valued. So I'm going to give us about 20 minutes to do this, and then of course there's no pressure to share, but if anyone would like to afterwards share either how it felt to write or tell us a little bit about what they wrote, then there's definitely space for that as well. And if you've got any questions, put them in the chat, any questions about the exercise. Otherwise, I will just, give us some time. I have about 20 minutes, just write a little story.
Put that in the chat as well in case anyone wants to write down something.
Absolutely.
Because that was such a lovely
I will do.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just saw it and I thought, oh, it made my heart feel all warm. just a minute or two to finish off the sentence you're writing and kind of make sure you don't lose those ideas. I'll give you just a couple minutes warning. I never like interrupting people while they're writing, but I thought, yeah, it's strange not to be able to see when you're still in the middle of things, but you can always put a pause on it and come back to later. So yeah, I just really love to hear how everyone found that. The best thing about doing these workshops is I do all the exercises myself as well as we go. And I initially found that really hard. I thought, I don't even know where to start. But then I got really excited about just ideas and writing out. Mine's just a summary of what I'd like to write a story about. So I'm not expecting any polished manuscripts in 20 minutes. But yeah, I'd love to hear in the chat how you found it. Caroline said, not an arty type, I'm a scientist, but I never thought I would manage this. I'm assuming from the comment you found that you have. In which case, I'm really pleased. Yeah, a laughing deer story. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, Lisa says, how was it for you, Caroline?
I just love the fact that how many people turn to animals, because so far, yeah, Lisa did, I did, Caroline did, you did.
What animals did we have? I had hares and rabbits and daisies.
I had a llama.
Oh, nice. Very on trend. Or was that, there's been a big llama trend, hasn't there? But I'm now thinking about last year, I don't know, more recently.
My sitting room's filled with llamas, so I just automatically got drawn to my Christmas llama on the tree, and a poem came out about a Christmas llama and how he observes everything. It was just like, there was so much more meaning within that poem than just a Christmas llama.
Oh, Angela's was about a boy. I didn't think about using an animal. That's fine, but was actually, yeah, did everyone do we tend to go back quite like, don't we? Did anyone write about like a real experience or adults, or because I kind of gave you that option to do either. It'd be really interesting whether anybody felt like they wanted to write a sort of true story, or whether we all take our very tiniest little moment to retreat into childlike. Grace has put, I wrote a story about a silent retreat I went on years ago and a mouse that came out from the hedge. Oh, amazing. These are so wonderful.
Oh, wow.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that Jessica. Yeah, quiet times with your dad at the beach at Cornwall. Yeah, I'm really pleased that it gave you some space to do that, and yeah, I really hope it will be yeah, healing and helping in lots of ways. Yeah, kind of, I think so much of the time, for just my experience anyway, whatever I'm feeling, I just get so much out of writing it down, whether that's sort of kind of very objective writing about myself and my plans and goals, whether it's about storytelling and a little bit more, doing it a little bit more abstract. Yeah, there's just so much we can do with it, and it's always really wonderful to hear about different people's yeah, kind of responses to the same exercise. And Lizzie, I can't remember if we asked you, did you have anything you'd like to kind of share about how you found it?
Yeah, so I started with the animal theme too, and I started writing about a mouse, and then realised that I hadn't made a plan or anything, and didn't really have a clue what this mouse was going to do, and then decided to scrap that, and I went with aliens.
Amazing.
So I had an alien called Shush, and it landed on a planet called Hole, and it's quite symbolic actually. So it wasn't like autobiographical, but it's quite deep, and I think it's quite deep in a not deep way. I think I indulged my inner child. But yeah, so this alien Shush landed on a planet, and he never let anyone speak. He never stopped talking, singing. He couldn't understand how to find his way back home to his own planet. He was lost. The fuzzy folk that Shush walked among rarely spoke in this strange land. They smiled, and their 4 eyes gently made contact with Shush's 1 eye. They had fluffy big ears and tiny little feet. He stomped and got so frustrated that he wanted to get himself home on his ship. Not one single fuzzy was talking, so he had no need to shush anyone as he did before. He sat down under a sparkly tree, have to get my glitter in there somewhere, and he heard in all of the stillness a voice from inside himself. He had never been quite quiet long enough to hear it before. It felt strange, and to Shush, to listen to anything other than his own voice telling people this and that, he was a bit took back. He realised as the sparkles fell how the sensation felt on his lumpy, bumpy alien skin, and he began to feel a warm glow from the inside. He heard his inner self say, "You are home." Now Shush knew his rocket was still here on this strange land with fuzzy creatures, and he was not in fact back on his home planet where he had physically grew up, loud and dominant. But that was okay, because he understood that his higher wisdom had said Shush had learned that to sit and just be was okay, and if he really listened he would hear himself, and that being with his true self meant that he was really home all along, and there was peace in that.
This is so,
I don't know where that came from. Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but there's a lot of stuff in there that, yeah, it's obvious, right?
Really wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I've got overexcited now. I want us all to put them together. Let's create an anthology. I'm very excited. Oh, that was really, really gorgeous. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Noticed Vicky's comment coming up as well. was based on a real experience as a quiet child in a noisy classroom, wanting the teacher to notice. Although in the story the girl got chosen because she was quiet, the opening line is, "The teacher was getting the headache, the classroom was noisy with cries of 'pick me.'" Oh my goodness, so relatable. Actually, Stacey and I had a chat about this yesterday, didn't we? About sort of secretly wanting to be chosen to speak, but not actually wanting to volunteer yourself. Yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing that, Vicky. And yeah, I hope that if you
Need
enjoyed.
to be seen.
Yeah, it's so confusing, isn't it? And then storytelling is such a gorgeous way to work through it. If that works for you. So I mean, this is just such a quick workshop, and those 20 minutes that you've spent on these. But yeah, if people have enjoyed doing it, then build on these and do a little bit more, and share them with each other. Yeah, got a bit carried away. Yeah, that was really, really lovely, and thank you for sharing. For everybody that did, whether it was in the chat or hearing from you, Lizzie and Stacey, is really, really nice. We've got about sort of 20 minutes. So kind of what I'm going to do now is I wanted to offer kind of a whole sort of range of different type of exercises in this workshop, and so hopefully it doesn't feel too kind of scattergun approach, but it gives you a little taste of where you might be able to kind of take your self-reflective writing practice. So we're going to go from having done that storytelling exercise to doing a little sort of coming back to reality a little bit, which I now feel like I don't want to. I could carry on with the stories for hours. But we'll come back to reality a little bit, and maybe have a space to write. I've put that we can write a statement about our quiet selves. So if that feels like something that's comfortable for people, just take some time, and we'll have like a 5-minute thing. So it's just dipping, scratching the surface. Write about your own relationship with quietness. Just have a little bit of space to explore that. And I've got another quote for you, which I'll read, and then I can pop it in the chat as well, so you can refer back to it. And some of these you might have come across before. If I'm sure there are lots that Quiet Connections and used and shared. This one's from Joel Annesley, and it goes, "The quiet ones, the introverts, are uniquely gifted. We have tremendous patience and empathy. We're able to build deep connection with those around us. The act of displaying quiet confidence is much easier to cultivate than we think. It's built in, we simply have to activate it." And I really love that. I don't know how I feel about it being easier to cultivate. I think it's quite tricky to cultivate, but I love the sentiment that it's there, and it's just about finding a way to activate it. So I will put that in
such
the
a nice way
chat.
of putting it. That it's about activating. Like it's not something to find. It's already there.
It's all
It's
there.
just how do we ignite it and get it shining again? That was a really nice quote.
Let it work and let it be what it's supposed to. So I'll put that in the chat and just give you all some time, just 5 minutes or so, to write about your own relationship with quietness. it feels like not quite enough time, but I sort of just wanted to offer that exercise as something you can spend a bit longer on later, perhaps. Seeing Lisa's message, I've written a letter to my quiet self. It's calming and comforting, even through the busyness of my mind and thoughts. To have quietness is imperative to all of us, but we all experience it differently, I think. Yeah, absolutely. A blessing and a curse. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And so is being loud, I imagine. I don't know. And letter writing is something I could go on about for hours as well. I absolutely love it. Oh yeah, I'd love to hear more about that. And I think Stacey's going to share my details and things at the end. So if anyone wants to share anything or be in touch, there's space for that afterwards as well. The last exercise I just wanted to leave us with, it's a really, really quick one, but I'll give you a little bit of time on it. Just to write a wish for your quiet self. So it's going to be quite a short little thing, a wish for your quiet self. So you can kind of take a few minutes to have a think about it. Possibly something, I mean, you might have something that pings into your head straight away. You're like, I know what that is, and pop it in the chat and let me know. But it's probably one for you to kind of take away and spend some time on, maybe through the day and this evening, have a think about. So if anybody's got any that they'd like to share straight away in the chat, then you're very, very welcome to. Do you need to be, Caroline says, do you need to be alone to be quiet? Are you alone because you are quiet? Interesting. Yeah. Lots and lots to unpack and think about, isn't there? Yeah, so hopefully this has kind of prompted some thoughts for everybody and some useful bits and pieces. As I said, I'm available for messages and things afterwards. You can definitely get in touch with me. I think Stacey's going to share all the details with you of things like that. And I've got Stacey, I've got your message as well. Mine turned into more of an affirmation. Lovely. I'm a powerful observer and I hold the stories of the world within my heart. That's really lovely. Yeah.
It's been nice not having my mic on, but just watching everything.
Yeah.
I've shared the link to Emily's website here, Strength in Feathers, so you can pop on there and find her contact details, see upcoming writing workshops that she's doing as well.
Yeah, it'd be lovely to just stay in touch with anybody who'd like to. And I think Stacey's going to drop in a feedback form as well that just is really helpful, just important part of my practice and running writing workshops is I always like to hear what's working well for you and what you might like differently. So yes, we've kind of built in a couple of minutes of time now. If it is just a really short form, if anybody would like to fill those in for us, that'd be amazing. Got a note coming through from Lisa. Mine was an affirmation to trust your quietness and know that you're worthy. Wonderful. We're going to write all these out and stick them all over the room.
I love affirmations. I do that. My kitchen cupboards are covered in little post-it notes of affirmations.
Oh, amazing.
I'll be pinching a few from here to pop up.
Yeah, I've literally just moved into a new studio space. So as you can see at the moment, it's very blank. So I can imagine workshops in the future, you'll see all kinds of decorations and things plastered up around me. There is something really powerful about writing something down and sticking it up, having it visible. I love doing that with affirmations too. Yeah. Has everybody managed to find the feedback form okay? Just let us know in the chat if you're having any dramas with it.
I'm quite grateful for my pop-up box because it's covered half of my face and it's really distracting to see myself on the screen at the same time. It's like, ooh.
So distracting, isn't it? I find it so difficult. I've worked out on Zoom a way to hide self-view, so you don't have to. It's just such a. I find it a really subconscious thing, but apparently it is just a really strange psychological thing as well for everyone, no matter what their confidence is, to watch themselves talking. It's very strange.
It takes you longer to process something because you're watching yourself at the same time. I don't know, there was some science behind it, which I can't remember why it was so good. You've done an amazing job, Emily. Thank you so much. And I also just want to share...
Thank you so much for having me. It's been really, really lovely.
You're welcome.
It's always such a pleasure for me to do them. I get to do exercise myself and just hearing people's the bits that are shared is just always so wonderful. I love it.
Yeah, I feel like this has been such a lovely space today with all the comments that have come up and the openness that everyone has had. Like this has really felt like a nice community activity that's happened. It's been wonderful. Thank you all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, really, really nice to see back some more. Yeah, thank you, Grace. Lovely. Yeah, so if everybody's if everybody's had a chance to fill out that feedback form, if possible, let us know anything else. You can put anything in the chat as well, or any questions actually. If you've got any questions for me or Stacey. Otherwise, we're kind of near the end of our time. So thank you so much for joining in, coming and joining us. And yeah, stay in touch with the links on. I do lots on Instagram, but there's website and Facebook there as well, that you can get in touch with me. But yeah, lovely to meet you all.
I feel like everyone's gained something and some kind of insight and some connection to something deeper within themselves today, which, yeah, has been beautiful to see. I think we'll definitely have to get you on again for another one.
I'd love that. Yeah.
Definitely. It's been lovely. Thank you very much.
Oh, and thank you for jumping in on the screen as well, Lizzie. It's nice to see extra faces. Yeah, and for sharing I just loved your story. That was so great with the aliens. I want to find out what happens to them next.
What's the sequel?
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I've got no idea how we close, but thank you
We'll start saying bye.
in charge of all the tech. I've got no idea.
So I think to leave, you just close the browser. So we'll all just start saying bye in the chat. Bye, everyone.
Oh, thanks so much, everyone. Bye.
Okay. All right, and I will end.